Quick football quiz. Just a quick one. Just a quick football quiz. Not long. Maximum of 40 questions. Probably a lot less. Do you know your football? A very quick football quiz coming up in a second. If anybody's interested, very quick football quiz coming up in a second. If anybody's going to play. Maximum 40 questions, probably less. Just checking something. Will anybody come in, or are you watching EastEnders? That is the question. I'll put this chewing gum away. Give it another minute and then I'll start asking questions to myself because no one's playing. But that's alright, I don't mind. Talking to myself is no problem at all. Anybody there, or are you watching Coronation Street? Or whatever happens. Half a minute to go and I'll start asking some questions to myself. Half a minute to go. Anybody going to come and play? Bit of footy, football quiz. Anybody going to come and play? I'll wait till one person comes in and then I'll ask a question. If nobody comes in, then never mind. Hello there. Anybody there? And I'll start asking a couple of quick questions on football. If anybody's there, I'll ask a few questions on football. Say hello and I'll ask you a question. If not, I won't. Or I'll wait for a few more people to come in. Okay, I'll ask you a question just as practice. And it's up to you really, isn't it? Who was manager of Manchester United between 1945 and 1969? Who was manager of Manchester United between 1945 and 1969? Type your answer in below. If you know the answer. (1945, 1969). Who was the manager of Manchester United? Three players in now. Who was manager of Manchester United 1949 to 1965? Sorry, 1945 to 1969. Type your answer in, get a point. Who was manager of Manchester United 1945 to 1969? Matt Busby, hello James. I thought I'd do a quick football quiz. Some are going to be easy, some are going to be hard. The quiz might only last 5 minutes, it might last 20 minutes. I'm just expecting someone at the door. But, okay, Matt Busby. Which club, nicknamed the Seagulls, made the Premiership debut in 2017? Which club, nicknamed the Seagulls, made their Premiership debut in 2017? Type your answer in, get a point. Brighton, that's it, well done. We had that earlier, didn't we, Brighton and Hove? This is a bit of an oldie, I think. What term is given to the scoring system when the first goal scored in extra time wins the match? What is the name of the scoring system when the first goal of extra time wins the match? I don't think they do this anymore, but they did. Was it Euro 96? Oliver Bierhoff scored this goal. The golden goal, that's it. I don't think they do it anymore, do they? Then they had the silver goal, which is crap as well. Well, the golden goal was good, the silver goal was silly. They got rid of it. What European team plays its home games at the Nou Camp? Which European team plays its home games at the Nou Camp? Which European team? Barcelona. Well done, James. Okay, 10 players in. Anybody can play. Type your answer in below. This one's so easy. Anybody can get it. How many points are awarded for a win in the Premier League? How many points are awarded for a win in the Premier League? Type your answer in. Get a point. Well done, James. James is on 5. The others are watching. What colour shirts and shorts do Chelsea players usually wear? Hello, One Punch. Yeah, it used to be 2 years ago, but now it's 3 to promote positive football. This is sorry, Blue. Sorry, One Punch. This is European football. Well done, One Punch. You got it. This is European football, soccer. Okay, in football, what is another name for an upright? What is another name for an upright? Like that, upright. What is another name for an upright in football? Bit of a weird question. What is another name for the upright? The ball hits the upright. Can you think of that one? Almost goalpost. Well done, Johnny Big Boy. Welcome back, Johnny Big Boy. It's the goalpost, isn't it? Yeah, the upright. And which year did the famous Hand of God incident occur? And which year did the famous Hand of God incident occur? It was the goalpost, yeah. 86. Hello, James. Diego Maradona, 1986. What was the home ground of Arsenal until 2006? What was the home ground of Arsenal until 2006? Highbury. Well done, James. Which football club did Gary Lineker play between 1978 and 1985? Which football club did Gary Lineker play for 1978 to 1985? Leicester. Well done, James. James is a whiz at football, I think. What stadium do Rangers Football Club play at? What stadium do Rangers Football Club play at? Ibrox. Well done, James. Yeah. Which Italian city do Juventus play? Which Italian city do Juventus play? If you don't know, just guess an Italian city. Turin. Well done, James. Who was the first non-Englishman to manage the English football team? We read a few of these out the other day, but hopefully you weren't there, James. Who was the first foreign manager of the England football team? These are all easy anyway if you know football. The first manager of the England football team, foreign manager, Sven. That's it. Well done, Johnny Big Boy. Yep. James is first, Sven. And then it's Fabio Capello. Now it's the German guy, isn't it? Which football team is known as the Toffees? Which football team is known as the Toffees? Everton. Well done, James. Okay, which hymn is traditionally sung at the FA Cup final? Which hymn is traditionally sung at the FA Cup final? Which hymn traditionally sung at the FA Cup final? The FA Cup used to be a big thing back in the day, but not so much now. Do you know what the hymn they'd sing? Not Jerusalem, no. You'll know it. I think they still sing it. I don't watch the FA Cup anymore. Which hymn sung at the FA Cup final? Anybody else know that? Give you a few more seconds and we'll move on. It was Abide With Me. Do you remember now? Abide With Me. God Bless America. Well, one day it might be. You never know. Yeah, Abide With Me. That's it. Who captained Portugal to the European Championships win in 2016? Who captained Portugal to the European Championships 2016? Ronaldo. Well done, James. Ronaldo. Was that the one when the butterfly landed on his head or his nose or something? Ronaldo. Well done, Johnny Boy. Well done, One Punch. Which Premier League team played at Wembley for their home games 2017-2018? Which football team played at Wembley for their home games in the league 2017-2018? Tottenham. Well done, James. Yep, that's right. Tottenham. Of course, because your ground was getting rebuilt, wasn't it? Yeah. Which colour card does a referee show as a warning? Which colour card does a referee show as a warning? Yellow. Okay, latest scores. James is on 16. Johnny Boy is on 1. Well, these are a bit harder. And this is just a quick quiz. So, just something to do. Okay, in 1956, which goalkeeper played the end of the match with a broken neck? Which goalkeeper played in the 1956 FA Cup final with a broken neck? I think a movie's been made about this guy. Played for Man City, that's it. He was a German guy. He was he a prisoner of war, and he stayed in England after the war. Ended up playing football. And then he broke his neck in the football match and carried on playing. But do you know his name? But no, it wasn't Hitler, Stone Raider. He was dead by then. It was Bert somebody. Bert somebody. Does that ring a bell? Bert somebody. Broken neck, FA Cup final. Bert Backy, no, it wasn't Bert Backy. Okay. Bert Troutman. There's been a movie made about him. What was notable about a football game at Bramwell Lane in 1878? Of course you can, Sir Keir Harmer. Welcome back. What was notable about a football game at Bramwell Lane in 1878? I'm surprised this is the answer because I thought it would be much later than this. But what was notable about a football game at Bramwell Lane in 1978, October the 14th? Take a guess. First one to use a ball. No, just take a guess. Any ideas? What is notable? I'll get a few more seconds and I'll tell you because no one's guessing this one. First football match, no. There's Football League clubs 20 years older than that. No, come on, Stone Raider. No, it wasn't a ref. Okay, I'll tell you the answer. It was the first game under floodlights, apparently. Very surprising. What was the first team managed by Brian Clough? What was the first team managed by Brian Clough? Type your answer in, get a point. What was the first football team managed by Brian Clough? No, it wasn't Derby. He did manage Derby, but it wasn't Derby. It was before Derby, before Leeds. It wasn't Notts Forest. Hartlepool. Well done, Sir Keir Harmer. Sir Keir Harmer gets a point. Out of nowhere. Mansfield. Hello, T-Bone. Welcome back. Haven't seen you for a while, T-Bone. Yeah, it was Hartlepool. Was Brian Clough's first managerial. He was a manager of Brighton as well, wasn't he, I think? But yeah, Hartlepool was his first club. Who captained Tottenham to the double in 1961? Who captained Tottenham to the double in 1961? Anybody know that one? It's quite a hard one, but you might know it. Who captained Tottenham to the double 1961? This guy, famously, when This Is Your Life was on TV live, Eamon Andrews came up to him and said, "This is your life," and the guy ran off. Wasn't Jimmy Greaves. No, good guess. It wasn't Jimmy Greaves. Slightly before, was it Jimmy Greaves in the double winning side? I can't remember. Danny Blanchflower. Well done, Sir Keir Harmer. Are you sure you're not cheating, Sir Keir Harmer? Okay, next one. Who became the bit before your time, yeah. Yeah, Danny Blanchflower is a very famous player, though. Who became the first British team to win the European Cup in 1967? Who became the first British team to win the European Cup in 1967? Celtic. Well done, T-Bone. Celtic, all with Scottish players. Yeah, Stone Raider, Man United won it the year after, didn't they? 1968. Is that your team, is it? Celtic. They struggled yesterday, didn't they, against Astana? Okay. On retiring... Yeah, Tottenham won the first European trophy. It was like early 60s, wasn't it? Probably 62. On retiring, who did Peter Shilton manage between 92 and 95? Yeah, a bit of disappointment. Better than Rangers, though. On retiring, who did Peter Shilton manage 92 to 95? I think he played for them and then he managed them. Peter Shilton. Great goalkeeper, crap manager. But who did he manage between 92 and 95? This team recently was managed by Wayne Rooney. That's a bit of a clue for you. Not Leeds. Good guess, Sakayama, but it wasn't Leeds. This team recently managed by Wayne Rooney. Birmingham, no, the other one. The other team was the more recent one. Down in the southwest. Playing green and black. Peter Shilton managed this team, 92-95. Preston, no. I'll give you a few more seconds and I'll just tell you the answer. Plymouth, well done, T-Bone. Yeah, Plymouth Argyle. Peter Shilton managed them. In which country do teams Ammonia, Enosis and Anthososis play? Did you? On which team do Ammonia, Enosis and Anthososis play? Which league? No, good guess, but the wrong one. Ammonia, Enosis and Anthososis. Cyprus, well done, T-Bone, yeah. Ammonia Nicosia, of course. This is a bit of an easy one. I'll just double check the answer though. Oh no, this is not an easy one. Oh, so I get this might be hard. In 1957, who became the first player to win the Football Writers Association Award twice? It does sound Greek, yeah, but obviously Cyprus has got a lot of Greek influence. So in 1957, who became the first player to be named Football Writer of the Year twice? And it wasn't who I was expecting it to be. No, it wasn't Rooney. Wasn't Rooney. 1957. I mean, I can only... No, it wasn't Stanley Matthews. I thought he might have been. Or George Best, no. I mean, I can only name a few players from the 50s. This player also, I think it was the first ever football player to be knighted. I think. That might be a clue. If you know older football. First player to be knighted. First player to win the Football Writers Association Award twice. I think he played for Preston or Blackpool or something like that. Tom Finney, well done, Sakayama. Tom Finney. So Tom Finney. Which football club were originally called Dial Square? Which football club were originally called Dial Square? A few more questions to go. Which football club were originally called Dial Square back in the day? Nobody know that one? Port Vale, no. They were called Burslem Port Vale to start with. Dial Square. This is a big, big football team. One of the biggest football teams in Europe. An English team. They were originally called Dial Square. Because English football teams started off as factory teams, didn't they, years ago? This football team was a factory football team, used to make munitions. That's an open goal there. This football team used to make munitions, and that's how the club started. Dial Square. Can you think of the answer to that one? They used to make munitions. Leicester, not Plymouth. What's munitions? Is that war stuff, isn't it? Which football team? Dial Square. Come on. Come on. Easy. Arsenal. Well done, James. Arsenal, yeah. They were originally called Dial Square. Then they were called Woolwich Arsenal, and then they just became Arsenal. Okay, which football club used to play at Goodison Park? Which football club is the old Alexa playing up, is it? just turn it on and off. Which football club used to play at Goodison Park? Everton. Well done, Johnny. And T-Bone, I'll give you both a point there. Everton Football Club. Okay, which player won the Golden Boot in the Premier League 2010? Which football player won the Golden Boot in the Premier League 2010? Think of a striker back in 2010. No, it wasn't Ronaldo. It wasn't Rooney. This player is a non-British player. What do you call it? Alliterative name, is it? Is that the word? Alliterative? When they got the same initials as first and surname? Drogba. Well done, James. Didier Drogba. That's it. Didier Drogba was the Golden Boot winner. Okay, this is a bit of a guess one. Did you know that one, Staymader? Northern Ireland lost out to which country in the 2018 World Cup playoffs? Northern Ireland lost out to which country in the 2018 World Cup playoffs? You all right, Johnny, big boy? Northern Ireland. Who did they lose to? Poland? No. If you don't know, just guess the country. Wasn't Poland, but white colour kit. Which football club? Not Greece. Not England, no. In the middle, Central Europe. If you don't know, just guess. Guess a Central European country, you might get a point. This country, they qualify quite often, but they don't really do much. No, close with Austria. Close with Austria, not Hungary, not Finland. But pretty close. Not Romania. Injured soccer player. Nice to see you. Wasn't Romania or Hungary. Famous football club. Basel. Basel play in this league. Basel. Not Croatia. Basel play in this league. I can't think of any other teams from this. Not Denmark. Switzerland. Well done, T-Bone. Switzerland. Okay. T-Bone might get this one. Well, no, actually, you won't, but you can guess. Billy Bremner and Graham Souness both received how many caps for Scotland? Just guess a number if you don't know. Billy Bremner, Graham Souness both received the same amount of caps for Scotland. If you don't know, just guess. No, more than 10. Lower than 80. Higher than 33. Higher than 35. Just guess. Higher than 35. Or slightly higher than 50, James. You're close, but slightly higher. James is closest so far. 52, a bit higher, James, a bit more. 54, injured soccer player. Well done, injured. 54. Well done, T-Bone. Okay, a couple more questions. Okay, this T-Bone's going to get this one, I think. Against which team did Archie Gemmill score his famous goal in the 1978 World Cup? Which team did Archie Gemmill score his famous goal in 1978 World Cup? It wasn't Brazil. I think they were in the same group. Archie Gemmill mentioned on Train Spotting this one. Holland, well done, T-Bone. Yeah, what a great goal. 3-2. Scotland could have qualified for the second round, but Obviously, Willie Johnson was a drugs cheat, so it wouldn't have happened anyway. How old was Pele when he won his first World Cup? How old was Pele when he won his first World Cup? 17. Well done, James. James is first on my screen. But well done, injured soccer player. You were close. 17 he was, yeah. Okay, a couple more questions to go. And then I've got to go. It's just basically a quick football quiz. I'll do a better football quiz next time. But if you want to subscribe, and then you'll see it. Which was Luis Figo's last football club before he retired? What was Luis Figo's last football club before he retired? Luis Figo. Not Chelsea. Not Real. Not... Oh, I never knew you could delete messages. Inter, what an injured soccer player. Inter Milan. Okay, I might think of a couple of questions just for. Okay, which ground do Wolverhampton Wanderers play football? Do you know that one? Which ground do Wolverhampton Wanderers play football? Molyneux, well done, James. I used to know all the football grounds, but so many clubs now have changed their ground that if I think off the top of my head, I'll probably get some of them wrong. Where do Aberdeen play? Which football ground Aberdeen play? Aberdeen Football Club, Alex Ferguson and all that. Pittodrie, well done, James. Pittodrie. I'll do a couple more and then we'll knock it on the head. Where do West Brom play? Which football ground do West Brom play? West Bromwich Albion play at which football ground? Anybody know that one? Oh shit, no, they don't play there. That was their old ground. Why? Why? What? That's where they play. The Hawthorns, well done, James, you remembered. Hawthorns. At which football ground do Dundee play? Which football ground do Dundee play? Dundee Football Club, where do they play? No, don't know that one. Does T-Bone know that one? If he's still here? Doesn't tell you who's watching, does it? That's a shame. Dundee play at which football ground? 2 more minutes of the quiz and I'll knock it on the head. They play at Dens Park. Okay, let me think of another one. Where do Portsmouth Football Club play? I've been to this ground and it's pretty shabby. But where do Portsmouth Football Club play? Their home games. What's my favourite beer? I don't really drink much anymore, but I don't know. I used to like a bit of John Smith's. Because lager can be a bit gassy if you have 10 pints. So which football ground do Portsmouth play at? Anybody know that one? Portsmouth. On the pitch. Yeah, they play on the pitch. Begins with F. Begins with F. Quite an old ground. 17. T-Bone, I think you must have had a phone call because we're way off that question. Fratton Park, that's it. I think T-Bone must have had a phone call when his line's delayed and he's still answering how old Pele was. Okay, 2 more questions and then I'm going to go. Which football ground do... Let me think. Which football ground did Preston North End play at? Preston North End. Which football ground did Preston North End play at? Anybody know that one? You're back now, Sir Keir Harmer. So where do Preston North End play then, Keir? Sir Keir Harmer? X. Or you've blown me kisses. Deepdale, well done, T-Bone, you're back. Deepdale, that's it. Deepdale, Preston North End, yeah. They play at Deepdale. Okay, where did Dundee United play? I'm just making these questions up now because I've run out of questions. Where did Dundee United play? What ground? I think T-Bone might know these Scottish ones, especially if he's a Celtic fan. Dundee United play at which ground? Tannadice. Well done, Tannadice Park. Well done, T-Bone. I'll do 2 more and then I'm definitely going. Let me think of one. I've been to this ground. Where do Fulham play? Where do Fulham play? Which football ground did Fulham play at? Another ground that needs a bit of renovation. Craven Cottage. Well done, James. Craven Cottage. I'll do 2 more and then we're gone. Which football ground do Heart of Midlothian play at? T-Bone. Where do Heart of Midlothian play? Which football ground do Heart of Midlothian play at? Bit of a time delay for some of these players, I think. Heart of Midlothian play at which football ground? Tynecastle. Well done, T-Bone. You know your Scottish ones, don't you? Okay, last one, and then I'm going to go. Which football ground do Middlesbrough play at? Which football ground did Middlesbrough play at? Last one, Middlesbrough. They used to play at Ayresome Park, but now where do they play? Riverside. Well done, James. The Riverside. Okay, final scores for this quick quiz. Johnny Big Boy scored 2. Injured soccer players scored 2. Hope you come back injured. We do quizzes of all sorts of things. Sir Kerr Harmer scored 3. T-Bone, who knows a lot about Scottish football, scored 9. And James scored 25. So well done, James. You're the winner of this quick quiz. And I'm back next time to do something else. Maybe do it at sport. You're welcome, injured soccer player. I hope to see you again. I might do some sport next time, or maybe some TV, movies, geography, I don't know. So it's a bit hit and miss when I come on, depending on life, how it goes and stuff. Life's busy. Well done, James, for winning. Probably. Well, James knows his stuff. Certainly he knows his stuff. Yeah, I hope to see you again, injured soccer player. So well done, everyone. And, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot then.